Hello and good morning, everybody. How are you? Good? Excellent. It's great to see you here. Welcome to today's live lesson. I'm looking forward to it. We've got an exciting session today. We're going to be talking about family business, or family businesses, should I say. That's me in the background. Family businesses is the topic today. We'll be looking at some, vocabulary, some discussions about, businesses run by families. Is it a good thing, a bad thing? Would you work with family members? We've got some idioms, some games, some model answers. There's lots of stuff going on. It's so exciting. I need to take a break. Here we go.
Go get your tea, go get your coffee. It's time to join the Keep Speaking Academy. It's time for a live lesson, fun games and idioms. Go get your tea, go get your coffee. It's time to join the Keep Speaking Academy. It's time for a live lesson, fun games and idioms.
A bit of pop rock in the morning. For me, it's morning. For you, I don't know. You're all around the world, but let's see where you are. We've got Julia in Myanmar. Great to see you. Borna just became a member. So the YouTube channel English Speaking Success, you can now become a member. Borna, thank you so much for joining. That's great to see you here. We've got Carlton from Mozambique. Brilliant. Lena, great. Danny, you're very, very welcome for this. Beatrice as well from Spain. Hello, neighbour. Good to see you here. We've got guys from Uzbekistan, of course. Excellent. We've got Mohammed Javad from Iran. Lovely to see you here. Who else have we got? Aita Yukseg, thank you so much for becoming a member as well. That's brilliant. Monica, all the way from Poland. Lovely to see you. Ashish, I'm very well, thank you. I'm good. Excellent. Happy Labour Day. That's right, Daniela. Today is May the 1st. We shouldn't be working. Well, okay, this is working, but it's enjoyable work, so it's okay. But for all of the workers around the world, have a restful day. Come and learn some English. Hello, Taib from Pakistan. We've got Sadia from Bangladesh. Jessica all the way from London. Interesting. Brilliant. Good. Nice to see so many of you here. Excellent. Was all over the world, even from Brisbane. Great. Wow, nice to see you. So as I said, today's topic, right, we're talking about family business. Before I talk about family business, I have a quick announcement because some of you may know that I am running a 10-day job interview challenge and it starts tomorrow. So if you still want to join, you can still join today and find out about it. I'll ask Burns, who works with me, to put the link in the chat if you're interested. The idea of this was a lot of students, when they finish IELTS, they go and study abroad and then they're looking for a job. And many people want to improve their professional English, their ability to write a CV or to do a job interview in English. The 10-day challenge helps you do a job interview, write a CV in English. Very quick, very short, but very powerful. It's the first time I've done it, so I'm really excited about it. And we begin tomorrow. So if you're interested, there is a link. I can see Burns has just put that into the chat. So you can find out more about it there. We do start tomorrow. So today is the last day to join. Basically, if you're looking to work abroad, or in an international environment, and you're not sure about your professional English or your confidence or, doing job interviews, understanding the skills, the culture, the language, come and join us. It's $97 to join today. You'll learn how to write a winning CV, prepare for a job interview effectively, and give a confident interview in English. I think it's going to be a really interesting challenge. There are videos, PDFs, activities. There's a community forum. There are some Zoom meetings as well. It's all going to be quite interactive. So if you're interested, come and join us today. There is a link down below that's now in the chat. And I'd look forward to seeing you there, right, for the challenge if you're interested. Good. Advertisement over. Let's move on to today's topic, which is family business. So let's start with a bit of a warm-up, right? Just to get you ready. Let's have a look. Warm-up down here. I'd like you to fill in the gaps in these sentences with one word, okay? Number one, I'd love to work with my uncle because he is blank. There are different possibilities. Write down in the chat what you think you would put in here. Number two, working with my family means I probably have stronger job blank, okay? In the chat, write down what you think your answer would be, and we'll go ahead and do it. Let me just... Brilliant. Let's do it. Let me throw in a little bit of music for you. Hello, Rajal from Syria. Pradeep, nice to see you as well. Julia Chulkova, thank you so much for that comment. That's great. Let's see, any ideas? Maybe. That's useful, right? Very important. I like it. Lekshmi makanan. Patient Lu. Smart, strong. Oh, interesting. Good. An expert to have stronger job skills. Interesting. Friendly. Stronger job position or opportunity. Right. Haha, Kitty, is that good or is that bad? Reliable. Interesting. Yep. I'm going to just help you a little bit. There you go, Tom. Nice. Svetlana, thank you for joining. Experience, good, good. Ooh, what a nice word. Aquarius, nice word. I like that. Industrious, hard-working, right? Another good quality, yep, decisive. Okay, brilliant. Some really, really good answers. So there are lots of possibilities, right? The ones that I like, that I've seen there, friendly, possibly, yes. Punctual is obviously good. Rich is probably helpful if you're starting a business. But probably the most important, I would say, is trustworthy, right? Punctual, rich, trustworthy, or reliable with an A. Tom. Great. Nice. All of these are very good. I think decisive is a good one as well, if they're decisive. So there are lots of different possibilities, all good character traits for building a business. That other word I saw that I really liked, industrious. Industrious just meaning hard-working, right? Really, really useful. Working with my family probably means I have stronger job. We had fewer answers here. Stronger job experience. I have stronger job experience. Not exactly. Opportunities, I saw quite a lot. That would definitely be a good one. What else did we have for number 2? Position, stronger job position. Possibly. I'm not sure about position. Opportunity, definitely. Skills. I have stronger job skills. Why would you have stronger job skills working with your family? I'm not sure that's true, actually. Stronger job bond, said Amarilis. Stronger job bond. Again, I'm not sure if that really fits. Support, maybe. Because you'll get support from your family members. Yes, maybe. Let me add some more. I'm going to show you my answers for this and see what I've got. Security. That's what I was thinking, right? Stronger job security. Because if you're working with your family, it's unlikely that they will fire you, right? I mean, you know, Uncle Tom is like, you're not working very well, boom, fired. The family's not going to be happy with him. So it's difficult to fire a family member. So job security, job satisfaction, maybe, if you get on well with your family members. Opportunities, you said. Experience. Aha. I probably have stronger job experience. I'm not sure about that. I've put that there, but I'm not sure. Maybe I will have stronger job experience. Maybe, yep, that could be a possibility, right? Somebody put pay. I think stronger, not with pay. You could have higher pay, but not stronger, right? Stronger job security. So notice you're looking at the collocation here. It's really important, but really good to get all the ideas. Yes. Stronger ethics. I think ethics would be personally. You have a strong work ethic, but working with my family means I probably have stronger job ethics. Yes, you could say that. Yes, yes. Ethics. I'd put it in the plural, Kitty. Yeah, nice. Motivation. I have stronger job motivation. Yes, maybe. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a nice one as well. Okay. Very, very good. I like it. Okay. I just add up here, trustworthy, effective, on the ball, right? Means very, very alert, organized, of course. To be on the ball. To be alert. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Why? Why does YouTube, I'm looking at YouTube, at me live, why does YouTube have advertisements on when I'm doing a live? That's crazy. I don't have advertisements running. They don't run on the live. Why is YouTube putting advertisements there? How strange, right? Strange but interesting. And it's showing me how to do the chair yoga challenge, 28-day chair yoga challenge, which I'm actually interested in, but not right now. Thanks, YouTube. How strange. Right. Coming back. Revenons à nos moutons. Let's come back. Be on the ball, to be alert, right? Yes, to be alert, which is good. Excellent. Okay, that is a quick warm-up. Let's move on. We're going to look at something, well, before we do the next bit, because I forgot to do this at the very, very beginning. I'm going to explain what the activities we're going to do today. Because some of you may be new here. The live lesson lasts about the length of a full film. It's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But we've got lots of interesting activities. Let me share with you the activities we're going to do. I love my microphone. Lovely microphone. Thank you so much. What a good investment. Family business. And now you work for me, boomers. Love it. So this is the plan for today. In a moment, we're going to be looking at examples of family businesses and talking about family businesses. After that, we'll be looking at the pros and cons, right? The advantages and disadvantages of family businesses. And then I'd like to look at some idioms, a bit like this one. What on earth is that? We'll be finding out later with some fun idioms for this topic. I want to look at some part 2 questions. For those of you preparing for IELTS, this will be very, very useful. we'll analyze some vocabulary that could be useful for that question. And then we've got a model answer on a part 2 question. We'll be going through that. And then we'll finish up at the end with a game of Kahoot, the old classic, just to review the vocabulary. Because remember, in all of my teaching, I use the speaking success system. We discover language, we practice the language, and you practice in the chat, and then we review the language. And that simple system you can use, and it's going to help. It just makes things a lot easier and simpler, and it makes sure you can become a more confident speaker of English, right? Discover, practice, and review. Easy peasy. That's the last activity, Kahoot. So let me just rewind. We are going to look at family businesses, right? That's going to be our first topic, examples of family businesses. So just bringing up my sheet over here. Which of these, come center, which of these is a family business? Samsung, Walmart, BMW, Ford, or the Body Shop? Guys, write down in the chat what you think the answer is. Emilio Martin, first time here. Lovely to see you here, Emilio. Nice. Eshad, I am from Manchester in England. Israt, lovely to see the comment. Thank you for sharing that. Love all your classes. Watching from the UK. Great. Great. Pleased to hear that. So write down in the chat, what do you think here? Right? What are the... which of these are a family business? Da, 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 da. Samsung. Julia, question, right? Jose says the Body Shop. Interesting. As does Broguet, Zakaria. Samsung. Walmart. Okay. Ever. I saw your message about the blackout. Yes, we had the blackout. It was a bit weird. But all back to normal now. Rababa, 2 and 5. Ooh, that's interesting. Tatiana, 4. 4 Ford. Interesting. Right. Gulandon, no idea. Right, very, very interesting. Okay, so Samsung. Lee family owns Samsung. That's interesting, Alexander. Yes. Ibrahim, that's interesting. That is interesting what you're saying. And the Body Shop, if you know the Body Shop, it's a famous British brand. Okay, so the answer here, right? This is an unusual one, but the answer here is so definitely Walmart is a family business, right? It's a family business that was set up by a guy. Well, it's an American company. It was set up by Sam Walton, hence Walmart. Mart being a kind of a supermarket. And it's still a family-run business. Apparently, that's what they say. The other one is also Ford. Ford was an American car company set up by Henry Ford, but it's a family business, right? And the family still own the company. It's still in the company. Now, Samsung is also a family business. There's a word that I discovered, right? And the word is and I don't know how to pronounce this word, but apparently in Korea, South Korea, this is called a this word, right? And how do you pronounce that word? It's such a strange word. Let's find out together how to pronounce this word. Come and watch me. pronounce? Oh, it's so annoying, isn't it? How do we pronounce it? Yes, but how do you actually say that? I know. Let's look up the word in a dictionary. Rich family business. It's a Korean word, apparently, that means plutocracy, rich business, family, or monopoly. Here we go.
Chaebol.
Chaebol. A chaebol.
Chaebol.
Chaebol. Thank you, chaebol. So apparently, yes, it's a kind of family business, a conglomerate. Chaebol. So it says. That's an interesting word. I mean, that is not a common English word, and I wouldn't use it. So, in fact, I'm not going to give you the pronunciation. I don't think it's worth it. But interesting. So, Samsung, Walmart, BMW. Well, BMW is partially family owned. Apparently, the Quant family holds a significant stake and is involved in the company, making it a family influence business. So it's slightly, but not completely. The Body Shop was a company, it was a very, very famous company in the UK 30, 40 years ago, set up by Anita Roderick. And she was the owner, and it has been a family business. It was a family business for many, many years. But then she sold it to L'Oreal, I think. Yes. And then to Nature & Co. So it's no longer a family business. So that's the only one that really isn't a family business, I'm afraid. Well, BMW, maybe not quite. So there you've got it. Samsung, Walmart, and Ford. Let's see what you guys say. Eva says we've bought a car from Ford. I have a Ford, actually, as well. There was the Chabal scandal. I do remember that. Yes, yes. Nora, thank you. That's nice. Yes. Oh, Rahul, that's really nice. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Lovely. Alexander, according to Wiki, only 46% of Walmart owned by the Walton family. Is that right? Let's find out. 46% of Walmart owns. I'm going to help you, Alexander. Let's use the passive, because it's is owned by the Walton family. That's interesting. Yes, my research also says they own a large proportion, but if it's less than 50%, not entirely, right? So the devil is in the detail. That's what we say in English, right? The devil is in the detail. The devil is in the detail means that basically the problems sometimes occur when you look at the detail, right? You look at a situation overall, it looks fine, it's great. But when you start looking at the details, you see the problems. The devil is in the detail. It's not religious, but it has that idea, right? The devil is in the detail. Okay. Other examples of family business, because if we're talking about family business, typically what we call mom and pop stores. This is an American term. Mom meaning mother, pop meaning father, and in America they say mum and pop stores. I guess we use that in the UK, but it's more of an American term. So it's shops owned by a mother and a father and the family. Typically restaurants, supermarkets, bookshops. Good examples. In the UK, lots of those. You often get in many, many countries where you've got migrants coming into a country. You've got plenty here in Spain and in England. Migrant families coming in and they set up a business, a restaurant, supermarket, shop, bookshops, mum and pop stores, that's called. Right. Great. Some controversy about Ford. No more a family business, Roberto. Maybe. It says here that the Ford family retains voting control with a special class of shares. So although they're not running the business, they still control it through these special shares, apparently, according to my research. Okay, examples of family business. Good. Here's the next question, and this is an interesting question because thinking about you personally, would you work with your wife or your husband or your uncle or your brother or sister or your children, right? I just noticed the sun coming out. How nice. Would you work with a family member? And, why or why not? To give me the answer, I would like you, just click on this link. Again, I'll ask Burns, if Burns can put the link into the chat, then I want you to go here to this poll and you can just put in your answer, okay? You can just write a few words. Would you work with a family member? Why or why not? Okay. Great. And while we're waiting, there we go. Thank you, Burns. She's just put it in the chat. You can have a look there. Click on the link and write your answer there. And me, I'll stop doing that. And let's have a look what you write. It'll probably take you a minute to write something down, but then we're going to have a look together at your answers here. Would you like to work with a family member? Yes, we've got. Trying to get the right size. It's not in the right place, is it? Can I zoom in a little bit? Yes, they are reliable. I'll be happy to work in a family business. Not sure. I'm strongly convinced that all is possible depending on the personal beliefs and convictions. Interesting. No. Oh, stop doing that. No, since I need to go away from my comfort zone and experience something new. Interesting. Yes, I'm a veterinarian and my boyfriend has helped me a lot in navigating the challenging conditions of the animal hospital. Interesting. I work with my husband and my brother, but sometimes it's really difficult. But my father started this job and we continued. Why is it difficult? Tell us more about that. I used to work with my father when I was young after school and we got on well. Yes, I would like to be helpful and earn my family business. Interesting. My wife sometimes advertises my online job. Hey, well done. That's nice. Good teamwork. I used to work with my family, but right now I work on my own. Lovely English. No, because of over-familiarity. I understand. Sometimes it's too close. I wouldn't work with a family member because sometimes it's difficult to maintain a healthy work-life balance. That's interesting, but is it any different having a work-life balance when you work with a company and when you work with your family? Or is the problem you're 24 hours a day with your family? Is that the problem? Yeah. Yes, we have the same goals. Yes, because of familiar company. Which is interesting. It's the opposite, but it's yes. It's what the other person said. One said yes, one said no for the same reason. Familiarity, right? No, I wouldn't work with a family member. In my opinion, mixing family and business can be difficult and sometimes causes problems. When you work with a family member, personal feelings may affect. Yeah, that is so true, right? That is so true and quite difficult, I think, to handle. Yes, if they share the same passion. I used to work with my father when I was young. Okay. No, because some of them are not business-minded. Business-minded. What a nice collocation or adjective. Business-minded. Some of them are not business-minded and they are not loyal. They will eat the stock. Oh dear. No, it can limit someone's potential because both parents worry. Interesting. I prefer to work with a family member as I get full support. Very, very interesting. Let me look at some of the shorter ones. I don't like at all because of some issues. Probably know in Russia they often say it ruins the relationship. Always I work with my uncle. Even other people is difficult. Yes, because we get along well and they are trustworthy persons. Right. No, there's a risk. Oh, yes. In fact, I've been working with my wife in my office of sworn translation for over 10 years. There's no problem. However, it may create boredom. Yes, it's an interesting question. I think me personally, I would prefer not to work with my family because I think that idea that there's too much familiarity and you would spend too much time together, that you're working together and at home together. It's not that it's hard to get a work-life balance, but just too much of the same people. And also, if you're arguing at work, you're going to take that argument home into the family, which is not great. Whereas if you argue with colleagues at work, when you get home, you can relax and tell your wife about the terrible colleague you argued with. You can't do that if you're arguing with your wife or your partner or your spouse. Very, very interesting, right? So different ideas on why you would work with a family member. Lots of ideas you put up. Thank you for sharing all of those. Let's write down just a few. Let's turn and look at the pros and cons of working with a family member. So you've said there whether you would work with family members. What are the pros? So pros just means advantages. Pros, advantages. Pros is an interesting word because a pro has many meanings. A pro is a professional. A pro football player is a professional. He is a pro. But a pro is also an advantage. Here, we're talking about advantages. The pros of working with a family member. You can trust them, right? So trust is a great word. If you want to be more flexible in English, I suggest you learn the word family. So trust is a verb. What's the adjective? Trustworthy. So when you're learning words, learn the noun, the verb, the adjective, because you can be more flexible. Let me show you. You can say, you can trust them, or they are more trustworthy. So straight away, you've become more flexible. You can either say you can trust them, they're more trustworthy. It's just showing a richer control of the English language. They have a vested interest in the company. This is a great expression. A vested interest is a collocation. Vested interest means a strong personal reason to do something because you're going to benefit from it, right? A vested interest. We can have a look at this together. Let's have a look together. Come with me again into the world of Google. Let's look up vested interest. In fact, I would go straight to Cambridge because I like Cambridge Dictionary very much. Vested interest is a strong personal interest in something because you could get an advantage from it. Have a vested interest in. That's the collocation. Have a vested interest in, right?
Vested interest.
Vested interest. Nice. So we can say here they have a vested interest in the company because they own the company, right? Of course. They probably have the same values and mission, right? A business, we talk about the values of a business, what they value, what their mission is. Job security, we talked about earlier, right? You're not going to be fired. Greater job security. Or your job is more... What did I say? Security is the noun. What's the adjective? Secure. Your job is more secure. Can you see the flexibility you get when you learn word families? Sense of loyalty is great. Okay. So these are pros of working with a family member. I'm going to add my tip. Try to learn word families. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb. You don't need to learn all of them, right? But just try to learn some word families. And I think it can be very, very useful for you. That's my little tip of the day. Okay. Atef, yes, I love this word that you used here. If you and your family are like-minded, working with them will be possible. Like-minded, yes. If you are like-minded, very, very good point, yes. Diana, well done. You got it. Secure. I've just seen it. Thank you. Excellent. Oh, and Mira as well. Nice. Pros of working with a family member. What about the opposite then? What about the cons? Cons or disadvantages? Cons is another interesting word. It has different meanings. A con is a criminal, somebody who commits a crime. That's a con. But a con is also a scam where you steal money from somebody by cheating them or tricking them. But a con is also a disadvantage. And in this context, a con is a disadvantage. So disadvantages of working with a family member: perceived nepotism. Nepotism, with a stress on the ne. Nepotism. What a great word. Nepotism, you probably have a similar word in your language, depending on your mother tongue. Nepotism is where you use family or friend connections to get something, right? Favoritism, basically. Preferential treatment. The old boy network. Oh, keeping it in the family. That's interesting, right? Favoritism is probably a good word. Excuse me. Favoritism. Favoritism. So we do have in English, right? Keep it in the family is an expression. Keep it in the family. Literally meaning that idea of favoritism, right? Working with the family. Or the old boys network. The old boy network or the old boys network. I don't think these are particularly... I don't think you will use these phrases, but it's interesting to understand them, right? I don't recommend learning these to use, but if you hear it, you'll understand the old boys network is this idea of nepotism. It goes back to the idea when boys were at school together. Sorry, just checking something. Yeah, when boys were at school together, they network. And then as they get older, they become member of parliament, member of the community, business owner, but they still have the network, the old boys network. Why is it boys and not girls? Well, because in the past, we lived in a patriarchal, male-dominated society, I'm afraid. Things are changing. And maybe the language will change, because lots of other language is changing. But at the moment, we still talk about the old boys network. We should say the old girls network, right? Why not? Absolutely. Other expressions, let's have a look. Yes. Favorism, yes. Favoritism, yes, Lexmi, but you're right, absolutely. Hampered professionalism, Shahana, I like that very much. It is a kind of bias. And yes, it occurs in politics a lot. Yeah. Yes. Excellent, good. Godfatherism. I don't know if that's a word, but I think it should be. Mira, what does the word nepotism mean combined with perceived? No. So perceived, I just mean that it may not be true, but people think it's true. So what do I mean? So if I'm working with my brother because he's the best person to work with, right? He's got the knowledge, the skills to work together. It's not nepotism because there's no favoritism. I chose to work with him because he's the best person. However, other people may perceive, other people may see and think, oh, Keith, brother, nepotism. They're working together because they're brothers. So it's perceived nepotism or seen nepotism, but it might not be true. So that's what I mean. You could take this away. You could just say nepotism, right? It's not a collocation. It's just I'm expressing that idea, right? I'll keep it simpler. Just put nepotism. Or people may think you are using nepotism. Right? That's what I mean. It's hard to point out their flaws. Flaws, it doesn't mean the flaw. A flaw is a mistake. You make lots of flaws with your English. Of course, I mean, that's natural, right? It's mistakes. A flaw is a mistake. It's hard to point out their flaws, right? If you're working with your partner, right? Oh, by the way, this is wrong. It's not. It's easier when it's not a family member. Possibly, I think it's difficult to point out the flaws in a work situation with family members. You take your work home with you. That's a common expression. Take your work home. Really good expression. And it's what we mentioned before, right? The work-life balance. Workers won't speak freely about a member of your family because it's your family member. It's hard to vent your frustrations. To vent frustrations is a great collocation. To vent is to release. If you've got a frustration and the anger and you want to release or vent your anger, it's difficult if it's a family member. So I just mean release your anger. To release. To vent is to release. In fact, come with me. I'll show you what a vent is. Let's have a look. Not in the dictionary, but let's go back to Google. A vent. And you'll get the idea of a vent if we look at the image. Can you see the vent here? So on the wall, you have a small hole. These are vents. So the idea is a vent is like a small opening where the air can be released. So to vent is to release that air through a small space. So the idea of the pressure and the release. Vent your anger. If you've had a bad day at the office, you can vent your frustrations in the gym or doing boxing or running, right? Vent your frustrations. You can just release. But it's difficult to do that with your family. You can't go home and complain to your wife about your wife. Great. Okay. Shahana, can we use a loophole? It's hard to point out that loophole. Not really. A loophole is something different. A loophole is a gap in the rule where you can break the rule or you can break the law, but legally. So not quite the same thing, right? Nepotism means favoritism. Yes, particularly with the family and friends. But yes, family and friends. Because favoritism could be with a student, but nepotism is with family and friends. I think friends as well, right? I'm pretty sure. Let's do a double check. Yeah, relatives, friends, family. Okay. Right, good. So we've looked at, what have we looked at? We've looked at not examples of family business. We've looked at the pros and the cons, right, of working with a family member. Excellent. What's up next? I'm just checking your questions here. Vent is get away from your anger. Yeah, Kayla, it's to let it go, basically. Release and let it go. Yeah. Layla, thank you so much. That's a lovely comment. Thank you so much. Very, very nice. Atifa, the idea of to rant is a similar one, right? I like that, yeah. You can't rant about your co-workers or your boss at all if your boss is your family member. Next, we've got a little bit of this. What have we got next? Hello, we've got no sound. Why have I got no sound? That's interesting. Something is disconnected.
I want some idioms. And I want them now. I want some idioms. But I don't know how to learn them, how to remember them. All I know, and I really think so, is that I want some idioms now. I want some idioms, and I want them now. I want some idioms, but I don't know how.
I'm not sure what that is.
How to remember them.
Can't remember. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do is ask you to guess the idiom. Carlton Hall, let me come back to you later. I can see your comment. I'll get you later. So, idioms. What I'm going to do is show you an idiom on the screen, and in the chat, I want you to guess what the idiom is. Okay? So, let me come over here and let me show you number one. What is this idiom? Not easy. Thank you, Diana. This is difficult. Look at the woman on the right. What is she holding? Okay. The one on the left looks concerned. Why is she concerned? It's like a picture frame. but you can see the edge of the picture frame. So think about the edge. What is the edge of the frame? And where is the edge of the frame? It's a great idea, Lily. Yeah, and Dochen's also a great idea. This is a very difficult one. Frame of mind, yeah. Okay. So I realize it's difficult, but the woman on the right has the edge over the other woman, right? It's the edge of a frame, but that's the expression. She has the edge over the other woman. To have the edge over someone. And you're all like, what? Seriously, Keith? That's so difficult. It was very difficult, yes. To have the edge over someone means to have an advantage. So the edge here is just, well, the advantage, right? Over. So it's always have the edge over. Have the edge over. Think of it as one sound. Have the edge over. I have the edge over you. I have an advantage, right? If we're, whoops, let me take this off. If we're going into an English speaking competition, you and me, I have the edge over you because I'm a native English speaker. I have the edge over you, right? For example, family businesses have the edge over large companies because they can offer a personalized service. I'm not sure that's true, but it's just an example, right? Have the edge over. Yeah, that was difficult. It was, yeah. But, you know, I like to keep you on your toes. Make sure you're on the ball and feed in some new ideas for you. But some good ideas. I did like some of your ideas around racking your brain, framing something in a different way. All very, very good. Okay, let's try number 2. Are you ready? This one, I think, is a bit easier. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fatima. Any ideas? Wow, I hope you've got your breakfast, Fatima. Hey, Gintaras, nice to see you here.
No.
Right, interesting ideas about the box, but notice it's not cats. What is in the box? Not blah blah, but you're close. Oh, Mohammed Thawat, you're very, very close. Onyeka, that's a great example. Julia, yes, you're on the right track. Anna, you're getting closer. Tej, you're getting closer. Come on, guys, you're almost there. Oh, Danny. That's a nice expression, but not this one. Fatima, you're very, 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 very close.
No.
Janelle, you're getting closer. Oh, come on. Oh, you're very, that's a good guess.
No.
Ahmed Abdallah, you're so close, guys. Whoa. Min Tran. Okay, I'm going to help you. That's a different expression, Julia, but this one as well, okay, is quite hard. Great. You're like, Keith, that is so hard. To be fraught with danger. Okay, what does this mean? It means to be full of danger, right? So what you've got here is full of danger. The little signs are danger. It's a box, but that's just the idea of full. Something is full of danger. The actual idiom is to be fraught with danger. Fraught, like ought or for, the number 4, but with a r. Fraught. Fraught with danger. If you can imagine fraud, it's a strange sound, right? For is easy, for. But then put an R, fraud, and then a T, fraught. Fraught. Spelling is a bit weird. English spelling is very, very strange, but fraught is the sound. Fraught with danger. Just meaning full of danger, right? The life is fraught with danger. Well, maybe, maybe not. Depends where you're living, right? If you're living in a city where there is a war, then it's fraught with danger. Or certain neighborhoods in the city where there's a lot of gangs, that neighborhood is fraught with danger. Fraught with danger. Here we can say, for example, hiring a family member can be fraught with danger. For example, it's near impossible to fire them if they underperform, right? It's near impossible, almost impossible to fire them, as in kick them out, if they underperform. Underperform, don't perform well. Hiring a family member can be fraught with danger. It just means it can be full of danger, full of obstacles. Okay. Exactly, Onyeka. That's it. Exactly. Yes. Full of danger, Tabam. That's it. You can talk about neighborhoods, cities, situations. Yep. Fatima, yes, you're almost there. Rather than riskable, actually, we would say risky. Right? Risky. Basically, that's it. It's risky. Living in London is fraught with danger. Well, I'm going to add something there. Because I don't think it's necessarily true, but living in certain parts of London is fraught with danger. Okay, right. Excellent. Good. Let's move on. We're going to have a look at number 3, the last one. Idiom number 3. This one, I promise you, is easier. Here we go. Hello, Christine. Nice ideas. Wow. Nice. All these are very, very good. Right, let me stop you there. Yeah, really, 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 really good. I mean, you've all got really good idioms, and quite a lot of you got the right answer, the answer I'm thinking of, which is to be on the same page. Right? You can see, well, can you see that they were on the same page? It's that they're on a piece of paper, on a page, they're on the same page, which means to agree or have the same idea. To agree or have the same idea. For example, I don't usually agree with my wife's choice of restaurant, but luckily this time we were on the same page. So we could agree on the restaurant. Yeah, we were on the same page. Now, other idioms that I'm going to add, because you added some here which were really good. To be in the same boat, different meaning, just means to be in the same situation. Whoops. I'm going to blame my microphone. I can never see because of my microphone. To be in the same boat. Oh, thank you. You had some others which were really, really good. Same bowl, same goat, stay between the lines. What else? On the same wavelength. Which means the same thing, actually, to have the same idea. There was another one I was looking, not about shirts, co-workers maybe. Oh, like two bees in a pod. To be very similar of two people. Which is true. I mean, in that picture, they look very, very similar, right? So those are just other idioms. But the one here, to be on the same page, to agree and have the same idea. Nice. Excellent. Good. Speak the same language. Yep, fearless. You can say that as well. Very similar thing. We're on the same page to practice English. I agree, Lily. Yes, you are. Yes. We're in the same boat. Yep, meaning the same situation. So not the same meaning, but similar situation. Right, brilliant, good. Let's see where we are. We've been looking at idioms. What comes after idioms? I almost forget, so let's go back and check. Let me check. Idioms. Part 2 questions. Right. Before I dive into part 2 questions, I'd like to share something, because I've noticed a few people have become channel members, and a big, big thank you to the channel members, which means actually on the YouTube, the English Speaking Success channel, there's now membership, and you can join the channel, well, for the price of a coffee, at least the price of a coffee in Spain. It's about $2 or €2. When you join, you get badges, you get custom emojis and extra videos. It's very, very easy to join. If you want to join, how do you join? I'm looking for the button. Let me show you. That when you go into English Speaking Success, you'll see there is, next to the subscribe button, there's a join button there now. And when you go there, you can just join and see what there is there. If I show you on the website, actually, you can see the members here. Are members already. When you join the memberships, you get, well, loyalty badges. It's a dark blue if you're new. You get these lovely little custom emojis you can use. Extra footage from my recorded and live videos, and extra IELTS model answers. It's also a big thank you. Basically, it also helps support me do the work that I'm doing on YouTube. Recently, these videos have come for members only. We've had 5 confidence tricks for interviewing, and one down here also behind the scenes, how I prepare for public speaking. So I'll be putting more of these up. In fact, I'll be putting up one tomorrow, which is an extra footage of today's session with some extra activities and insights from me. It's basically me just sharing a bit more information. So if you would like to join and help support me on YouTube, you can do that, become a member, and it's all a big, big help. So thank you so much for that. And for those of you who have already joined. Okay, great. The link, Fatima, is just go to the channel, English Speaking Success. Go straight to the channel. You'll see the join button on the home page of the channel. Okay. Lovely. Let's move on. Part 2 questions. So if you are looking at IELTS, this is IELTS Speaking, right? Part 2. Here are 2 questions that have come up in the past, present, probably the future. Describe a family member who you want to work with in the future. There's another question which is related. Describe a time when someone gave you positive advice on your work or studies. Describe a time when someone gave you positive advice on your work or studies. That could be related to family members, right? Similar kind of topic that we're talking about. Okay. Great. So what I'm going to do, let's have a look at some vocabulary that could help you with this. Describing family members, right? So typically the family members you work with, it might be your siblings. You could say my siblings, which is basically brothers and sisters. Siblings. You could talk about the in-laws. The in-laws are those who are married to your brother or sister and their family. It's the family of your spouse, right? So you can have brother-in-law. So basically is your wife's brother or your husband's brother, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, basically all the in-laws, right? So it's basically your spouse's, only one spouse, spouse's family, e.g., for example. Okay, the in-laws. You may want to go into business with your in-laws. You could talk about your aunts, uncles, and cousins, of course. Yeah. To go into business with So yeah, I would like to go into business. That's the collocation I would use, to go into business or to start a business with ba 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 ba. So basically, same meaning. I would like to start a business with, same meaning, yep. We can say to work with someone. That's the easiest one. To work alongside someone. So alongside is next to, meaning next to. Again, it doesn't have to be physically next to, just close. And if it's very close, work hand in hand with, right? Which means basically work very closely with. Hand in hand. Hand in hand. Imagine the situation where you're literally holding each other's hands. I can't do it because it's only me. But, you know, maybe you and your partner, you walk in the park hand in hand. You're just holding hands. When you work hand in hand, you're working very closely together. So work with someone, work alongside your siblings, work hand in hand with your in-laws. You can mix them all up. After the channel is English Speaking Success, if you just look for that. But if you look at the videos, any of my videos, and look at my face, just press the link next to my face, you'll see it. So Lily says, I hope to work hand in hand with my sister. Yes, exactly. Yes. Relatives you can talk about? Yes, exactly. That's nice. Let me add that. My relatives. All of those can be used. Relatives being, well, family, all family members, basically. You can own a sibling startup. Exactly, yes. Okay, good. Now then, you can also have giving the reason, right? I'd love to work with my blah, 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 my uncle, because he or she is... In fact, let me change that, because if what you may say is that you may want to use they. Just notice we use they. It can be plural, but it can be singular if you don't know or you don't want to say if it's masculine or feminine. So if I don't know if it's a he or if it's a she, you can just say they. Yeah. So if somebody says, well, my friend is coming, I say, oh, what time are they arriving? Because I don't know if your friend is a boy or a girl. I can say, what time are they arriving? It's one person, but we can say they if you don't know if it's a boy or a girl. So I want to work with my relative or my cousin because they are... So the cousin, you don't want to say if it's a boy or a girl. You can just say they, right? I'd love to work with them because they are ambitious, knowledgeable, reliable. Remember, we talked about trustworthy, we mentioned. Approachable basically means easy to get on with, easy to talk with, easy to talk to. Very similar in meaning, approachable. So these are all good reasons to work with somebody. Yep. If I can say hand in hand, it means we trust each other. Not necessarily trust. It's not about trust. It's more about being close. But you may not trust them. Sometimes you have to work hand in hand with colleagues, but maybe you don't trust them. Taban Taha says, I would like to work with my sister because she is close with me and she's working very hard, advises me and tells no pain, no gain. Right, very motivated, your sister. I would say, let me help you a little bit. Instead of she's working, I would say she works very hard and advises me and tells me no pain, no gain. So I would stay in the S, right? She works, advises, tells. It's much better with the same tense, present simple. She works hard, advises me, tells me, bum, bum. It just has a better rhythm and tells me no pain, no gain. So she's ambitious, I guess, and hardworking. Nice. Very, very nice. Great. Julia says, I'd love to work with my extended family members because they are dedicated and down-to-earth individuals. Very nice. Very, very good. Kristin, when we say they, how can we know if they're saying one or more? We don't. You don't know. So you have to double check. Yeah. It could be plural. It could be one. I'd love to work with my relatives, says Lily, because they are reliable. Yes. Diana says, I'd love to work with my Aunt Noemi because she's trustworthy, reliable, and approachable. 3 adjectives, spot on. It has a nice rhythm, right? She's trustworthy, reliable, and approachable. I love that rhythm of 3. Very, very nice. I'd like to work alongside someone who is easy to get on with, says Rababa Kamal. Nice. Me too. Yes. Layla says, I prefer to work with my family because they're forward-thinking and innovative and look at the long term and the well-being of the next generation. Great. What a great family. Great. Sarah would like to go into business with her relatives. Excellent. Nice practice. I would love to work with my co-workers because they are trustworthy. Question mark. Is that a question? Maybe. I would like to work with sister because she's down to my heart. When you say down to my heart, Aisha, I'm not sure what you mean. I think what I would say is I would like to work with my sister because she's close to my heart. Down to my heart, I'm not sure what you mean, but if you mean you're close, like 2 peas in a pod, she's close to my heart, right? So you're very close together. Maybe that's what you mean, I think. Yeah. Ibrahim says, I'd love to work with my uncle because he's punctual, trustworthy, and ambitious. Again, that lovely, lovely rhythm. Very nice. Atefa, I'd love to work with my brother because he's wise, experienced, and supportive. Very, very nice. Yes. I'm just going to help you a little bit, Atefa. Experienced as an adjective, because it's 3 adjectives with the D, right? Excellent. Lily, down to earth is practical. Yes, exactly that. Yes, exactly that. Very, very nice. I like it. Lots of great practice. Really good. So let me add something here. I'll just clarify, because we've had, I'd love to work with my because he or she is. So you're describing the other person, right? Describing the other person. If you want to describe both of you, I'd love to work with my relatives because when you both have something, you can say, we have complementary skill sets. Complementary skill sets. Complementary means there's a balance. They work well together. For example, he's a big picture person and I'm a detail person. So that's big picture is good. Detail is good. Both is a complementary skill set. So that basically means skill sets, different skills that go well together. Yep. We have complementary skill sets, different skill sets that go well together. For example, he's a big picture person. I love that, a big picture person. I'm a detail person. A detail person. So it's just a way of describing you. I'm a big picture person. I'm a money person. I'm a financial person. I'm a people person. I'm good with people. I'm a numbers person. I'm good with numbers. So if you have, again, complementary skill sets, my brother is a people person. I'm a numbers person. That'd be great. Complementary skill sets. Somebody good at finance, a numbers person. Somebody who is good with people, a people person. I'm a numbers person. You're a people person. That's a complementary skill set, right? The other idiom, we're like chalk and cheese. It means we are opposites, yeah? Whoops, not capitals. Opposites. Thank you. We are opposites. So again, some really nice expressions we can use here. Great. Ahmed Abdallah, very nice. I'd like to work alongside my cousin because we feel we are on the same wavelength. Yeah, I would just change that. We feel we are on the same wavelength. On top of that, he's approachable. Good, good. Jade says, I like to work with my bestie because she's ambitious and always gives me a hand. Nice. Catherine, I tend to agree with you. Ismnguni, I love to work with my uncle because he's good and smart in business. Great. Lily says, we have complementary skill sets. My sister is an innovative person. I'm a down-to-earth person. Yeah. Just be careful with your adjectives. Innovated is not to describe a person. You would say somebody who is creative is innovative. Like creative, innovative in this context. Yeah. But nice. Can we use this? One is more practical, the other one's smarter. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Toile, I'm a numbers person. Yes, I put it in the plural. I'm a number person. I'm a numbers person. I don't know why that's in the plural. I'm a numbers person. He is a people person. So, people person, people is plural, numbers is plural, but big picture is singular because it's just one picture. I'm a detail person. That one's singular. I don't know why that is the case. I think normally it's plural. I think the thing is, you can't use it with every adjective or every noun, but the ones we have here are very, very common ones. Yeah. Great. Lily, chalk is something for writing on the board. Yes, exactly. Yes. Gaming Yasin, thank you. Julia says, this is nice. He's a staunch supporter and I'm quick on the uptake. The bottom line is both of us go hand in hand with the operation, so to speak. Wow. Very, very nice. Very innovative, Julia. Boneman, this is nice. I like to work with my colleagues because they are kind and hospitable. Yeah, just be careful with kindness. You want the adjective. Kind. They are kind and hospitable. Very good. A numbers person, somebody who is good with numbers. Good at maths. Good at finance. Yep, Alexander, nice one. I love to work with my friend because he's quick, agile, and has a good sense of humour. Yep, excellent. Just be careful, Alexander, what you're saying here is in the past, right? I loved. That means I used to in the past. If you wanted to talk about possible future, you would say, I'd love to in the future. So just notice one is in the past, one is in the future. Okay. Really nice. Well done, guys. You're doing really well. So we've been kind of discovering the language and practicing all of these new expressions. You're doing a great job. I'm going to do kind of a review next, and the review is having a look at our next activity, which is, I think, a model answer. We've discovered vocabulary. Model answer is here. It's going to be reviewing a lot of the vocabulary. Come over here. I'm so thirsty. Hang on a moment. Can I just have a drink? I just realized how thirsty I am. Ba-da-bshee-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be, bum bum bum. Water with lemon. Sometimes I forget to rest. And it's good sometimes just to have a little pause. A little break. Take a moment. Alexander, great. Well done. You got it right. Gaming, you're welcome. Lily, take a sip. Yeah, take a sip. You guys, take a sip. Go and stretch your legs. Take a moment. It's lemonade, Kristin, but it's not fizzy. It's just water and lemon. Can hear the birds. It's hard sometimes, right? To switch off your brain. Right, good. Let's move on with our review. Model answer. I'm going to come over here and switch my screen round. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Model answer next. We're looking at this question. Describe a family member who you want to work with in the future. So I would like you to watch the model answer and then fill in the gaps with one word only. Only one word, right? I'll just read through here for you. I would like to work blank my brother-in-law. Number 2, we would be on the same blank. 3, he's a blank chef. 4, we blank ideas off each other. 5, I think it could blank off. Interesting, okay? So let's watch the model answer. When you're ready, just give me a thumbs up to let me know that you're ready. Have we got a thumbs up? Are you ready? Ah, I can see them now. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Let's do it. Here we go. And the questions will appear on the video. So you can just write your answer in the chat. Here we go. Actually, if the truth be told, I would rather not work with somebody from my family. I think it's fraught with danger and can lead to lots of problems. However, if I had to choose somebody, I think I would like to work alongside my brother-in-law, actually. I think in many ways we're similar, but we have different skill sets. So I think we would complement each other very, very well. That said, because we have a similar personality, I think when it comes to our core values and our mission, we would be on the same page. And it would make things a lot smoother, I think. So when it comes to the kind of business we would run, I would love to set up a restaurant with him. He's a seasoned chef, so he knows his way around kitchens and he can take care of the cooking side of the business and managing the staff. And because my background is in marketing, I can look after the marketing of the restaurant. I can develop our market locally. I can do online digital marketing and help promote the business together. I've never worked with him before, but we have a fairly sturdy relationship. We get on well together, and now and again we bounce ideas off each other around business and about our work. So on the one hand, although I'm hesitant to work with a member of my family, I think it could pay off and we could build a really good business together. Right, there you have it. Very interesting. Let's have a look. You've got, well, let me come back to the questions actually. I would like to work. So Fearless says alongside. Okay. Number 2, Atefa says page. Interesting. We've got Julia says number 3. Where are you, Julia? Julia says number 3 was season. Eva says number 4, share. Oh, okay. Serena says number 5, pay off. Okay. I'm going to share the answers directly with you. So the first one, I would like to work alongside. That's what I actually said, meaning with, right? Hand in hand, alongside. We would be on the same page, meaning have the same ideas, agree. Seasoned, meaning actually, so seasoned means experienced, right? And a seasoned chef is an experienced with a D, right? Seasoned chef, experienced. We can say, I'm a seasoned teacher, experienced. We bounce ideas off each other. To bounce is like the ball. So imagine 2 people, oh, hello, fearless. Imagine 2 people throwing a ball, bong, bong, bong. And imagine the ball is an idea. Bong. We bounce the idea off each other. We can do that. Yeah, but we could do this. Good idea. Let's change that. Yeah, we sharing the idea, basically. So share and improve, let's say, or add, improve, yeah. I think that's a good way of explaining it. It could pay off. It basically have a good result. If you do something and it has a good result, well, it pays off. Okay. We're going to look at this in a bit more detail. I'd like you to watch again and notice any collocations, any useful collocations. Yeah, as I can see, we've got a few questions. We'll come to the questions later. Let's watch again. Note any collocations, and then we'll have a look at the whole thing together and answer your questions. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make it a bit bigger, add some subtitles just to help you a little bit. Here we go, one more time. Actually, if the truth be told, I would rather not work with somebody from my family. I think it's fraught with danger and can lead to lots of problems. However, if I had to choose somebody, I think I would like to work alongside my brother-in-law, actually. I think in many ways we're similar, but we have different skill sets. So I think we would complement each other very, very well. That said, because we have a similar personality, I think when it comes to our core values and our mission, we would be on the same page. And it would make things a lot smoother, I think. So when it comes to the kind of business we would run, I would love to set up a restaurant with him. He's a seasoned chef, so he knows his way around kitchens and he can take care of the cooking side of the business and managing the staff. And because my background is in marketing, I can look after the marketing of the restaurant. I can develop our market locally. I can do online digital marketing and help promote the business together. I've never worked with him before, but we have a fairly sturdy relationship. We get on well together, and now and again we bounce ideas off each other around business and about our work. So on the one hand, although I'm hesitant to work with a member of my family, I think it could pay off and we could build a really good business together. Great. Build a business together with the restaurant. So we've got lots of expressions here. Yes, great, good. Yes, nice. When it comes to excellent, yes. Very good, Ahmed. If the truth be told, be fraught with danger. On the same page. Yeah, Abdi Fattah, good. Shavi, similar personality, good. On the one hand, can I ask it, why is it work alongside? Work alongside with somebody. Well, because work alongside already means with. It doesn't need the extra preposition. It's more pleasant to your ear, but not to an English person's ear. We have a study relationship. Julia, let me help you because that's an interesting one. It's not a study relationship because we don't study together, but we have a sturdy relationship. Core value, sturdy relationship, bounce off. Yeah, great, good. Let's have a look together. Let's dive in and have a closer look at this script and those collocations, useful expressions. Actually, if the truth be told, just meaning honestly or to be honest, I'd rather not work with somebody from my family. It's fraught with danger. We talked about that, in the idiom earlier, and can lead to lots of problems, can produce, basically, or cause. It can lead to. I think I would work alongside. Michael, I think you said aside. I work aside somebody. I wouldn't say I work aside. Aside, I would say, for example, can you step aside? Means can you move over, but not work aside. No, work alongside. So not really the same. No. We have different skill sets. So not different, but skill sets. We talked about skill sets earlier, right? Complementary skill sets. That said, we have similar personality. When it comes to our core values, is a typical business expression. The real values of a company. So many companies have their own value, like what? Reliability, honesty, transparency, being cheap or being exclusive. Depends, right? We will be on the same page. Great, we've talked about. So when it comes to is a good kind of, it's a good way to lead in the kind of business we would run. Sorry, these are not, let me take these up. I would love to set up a restaurant. So set up a business is just to begin. Start up, set up, begin. He's a seasoned chef we've talked about. He knows his way around kitchens. It just means he knows something very well, right? This is actually quite a common expression. He knows his way around. You can use it for anything, right? You can say, I know my way around teaching. The mechanic knows his way around cars. My brother can fix your car. He knows his way around cars. Can you help me with my phone? No, but my nephew, he's good with phones. He knows his way around phones. He can help you. Yeah, it's a common expression. It's very simple, but very good. You know your way around. He knows his way around something. Take care of, look after. The cooking side of the business. So the something side, you can say the cooking side, the financial side, the people side, the strategy side. It's that aspect of the business. So there are different ways you can use that. Managing the staff, I guess, not really a collocation. My background is in marketing. Yep. So when you want to talk about what you do, my background is in something. My background is in teaching. Your background is in nursing. Or maybe your background is in IT. or your background is in management. My background is in something. Very useful phrase. Look after. Yeah, it's the same as take care of, look after. We can develop our market locally. So to develop the market is to grow your market. Online digital marketing. Yep. Oh, yes, I missed that out. Somebody mentioned that. Digital marketing. A sturdy relationship is a strong one. A strong relationship. Sturdy just meaning strong. Get on well, bounce ideas off, we've talked about. I'm hesitant to, just means I'm reluctant to. Reluctant to do something. I think it could pay off. So pay off, we talked about, well, it's beneficial to do. Whoops. Okay. Right. Good. I don't want to do everything, but yeah, there are the main things, right? Can we use background to refer to qualifications? Not really. Not really. It's connected, but it's not the same thing. Your background is your field where you have worked. My background in finance, in teaching, in nursing. So you use it with the field. Yeah, not really a qualification. That's a separate thing. Obviously, it's connected, but it's not the same thing. Bounce something off is a phrasal verb. Yes, Beatrice. Yes, it is. Background like a speciality. Yes. Yeah. Kind of, yeah. My background is in. Basically means I have mainly worked in. Kind of to give your history, right? That's the main area that you work in. Huda, nice to see you. What a nice avatar you have there. You're right, yes. To know your way around is similar to know something like the back of your hand, to know something from A to Z. Exactly. It's very, very similar. Yeah. I know my way around this computer. I know my way around this city is I know it inside out. Like the back of my hand. Exactly. Yes. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Excellent. Good. So where are we? I know where we are. We've been looking at the model answer. We've been reviewing, and I'm going to carry on with the review because our next activity, and probably our final activity, is a game of Kahoot. Let's have a look together. We're going to review lots of vocabulary here, which will be very, very interesting. And let's see how good you are. If you've not played before, what you have to do is to go to Kahoot.it. Actually, there's an app on the phone. You can download the Kahoot app. I'll put the question on the screen. Go on another tab to Kahoot.it and then choose the correct answer. Let me log in and drink. I stocked up when you were on the video. Library, family business, host live. You can watch me. Let's do this together. Let's stay on the island. Oh, wow. Here we go. It goes a bit crazy now. Start. Okay. So go to Kahoot.it. There is the pin. You could just see that. Or you can scan the code if you want to download the app. 592 1257. Okay, that's the code, sorry, the pin, 5921257. Can somebody put that in the chat? It'd probably help everybody. Thanks, Burns. You're on the ball today. Great. Okay, you're starting to join. Excellent. I'll just give you a moment to all sign up and get in. Not sign up, join. Don't worry if you can't get in. I mean, you can always just put your answer in the chat. Okay, we got everybody in. Daniela, you have to leave. No problem. Take care. Ever like it too. That's great. Let me just move this up. Oh, no. The screen's gone wild. Let me just sort the screen out again. Okay, I think we're going to start. Let me just switch it round and let's get ready to begin. You've got 30 seconds to put your answer. Here we go. Working in a family business gives me more job blank. Safety, loyalty, security, likeliness. So working in a family business gives me more job blank. Safety, loyalty, security, or likeliness. Ismungi, the next live lesson is at the start of June, just to let you know. Wow, we've got a difference of opinion here. So security was the answer. Safety, job safety. Job safety is like making sure you don't have an accident. So safety at work or your job safety, is make sure there's no cables on the floor, make sure nothing falls on your body. It's that idea of safety. But having a job for a long time and you won't be fired is job security. Okay? Both words exist, but here job security is the one, right? Okay, great. Let's see. We've got Ovi at the top. Reliable is reliably in second and Sahar in third. Here we go. Question number 2. This new product will give us the blank over our competitors. Corner, side, angle, or edge. This new product will give us the blank over our competitors. Corner, side, angle, or edge. So the answer 22, exactly, edge, to give us the edge over our competitors. Remember the picture we had about the edge of the frame, edge over, have the edge over, to have the advantage over somebody. Very, very good. Quick answer, Lachman, you asked about loyalty, job loyalty. Job loyalty. I wouldn't say that in that context. Job loyalty, being loyal to your job. It exists as a collocation, but I don't think it would be the right answer for the one that we had. Let's move on. Let's see where we are on the podium. Reliable has moved up. Ever, you've moved up to second. Julia has moved into third place. Here we go. Question number 3. We like to blank ideas off each other. Bounce, run, throw, or play. We like to blank ideas off each other. Bounce, run, throw, or play. There's your time. Bounce. Yeah, the vast majority got that one right. Exactly. To bounce ideas off each other, to share and improve your ideas. Here we go. Let's see where we are. Oh, reliable is still at the top. Ever, you're still there. Julia, still third. Zarina and Kristen, you're on the board as well. It's the last question. We discussed our plan and ended up on the same leaf, boat, page, or eye. We discussed our plan and ended up on the same leaf, boat, page, eye. What do you think? Whoa, look at that. Very, very, very good. Yes, on the same page. Meaning, of course, we discussed our plan and we agreed. We had the same idea about it. We were on the same page. Brilliant. Who then is going to be the winner? Let's find out. Third place. Julia, well done. Nice. Eva, well done, second. Here we go. Reliable. Even, I'm not sure who you are, but it's reliable. Well done. Very, very nice. Zarina and Kristen, you are also there. Let's get our rewards. See how many people got the right answer. Correct answers, 43. Solid effort. Okay. Ooh, leveling up. I think that's it. Surely that's it. Oh, we've reached island level 4. Nice. Brilliant. Well done. Level 4. What does that mean? I don't know, but well done, everybody. Very, very, very good. Oh, no, Daniela, now you can go. You were staying just for Kahoot? Come on, seriously? Forget dinner. I want to play Kahoot. Right. Well done. Great. So we have been through a lot today, right? We have been looking at the topic of family business. What we've done is we've looked at the pros and cons of the family business. Would you like to work with a family member? What are the advantages and the disadvantages? We've discussed idioms like to have the edge over someone, to have an advantage over another person. We looked at the part 2 questions, in particular the one about describing a family member you would like to work with. And also the vocabulary, we've picked out lots of words there. My big tip today was learn word families, right? The noun, the adjective, the verb. It can help you be more flexible. And flexibility is what you need for a band 7 on IELTS Speaking, if you're doing that. We've reviewed with a model answer and also a quick game of Kahoot. And that brings us actually towards the end. So I would just say, remember, right, to use what I call the speaking success system. What we've done today, right? We've discovered language through different activities we've done. Excuse me. Through the poll, through looking at different listening and reading and writing and listening, right? We've practiced with you in the chat, have been practicing writing different ideas down. I do recommend you go and practice speaking as well. So when you get the PDF for this lesson, practice speaking. And we've done a review with Kahoot. The next public lesson, I mean, carry on with that, right? Just use this system. And it's I think the way to really transform your spoken English. Our next public live lesson is the 5th of June. So it's every first Thursday of the month. If you want more live lessons, well, come and join the Gold Course. The Gold Course, we have another live lesson next week and the week after. We have a lot more live lessons on the Gold Course. You can find out information from the website. I'll show you very, very briefly. If you're interested in the Gold Course, go to the Keith Speaking Academy. It'll tell you about the speaking success system. And if you want to join the Gold Course, just press here or here. It'll give you that information. The Gold Course is $197, but it includes 2 other courses and lots of opportunity to practice. Hello. You can find out all the information down here about the speaking success system, how it works, the speaking practice rooms where you get to practice with other people on the course around the world, as well as all the videos and all the different bonuses that you get when you join. If you're interested, you can just press here and join. There's a payment plan. If you want to pay in 2 monthly payments, just press there, and then that will take you to the checkout page, and you can enter your information there and press the buy button. I'm already logged in. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Do remember, if you're interested as well in business English, that the other thing I was going to mention to you is, where is it gone? Is up here. We are beginning tomorrow. The 10-day job interview challenge starts tomorrow. Burns can just share the link with you as well. But if you want to join us on that, to learn how to write effective CVs, how to be more confident when you're doing your job interview, then you can join us. That's $97. There's a link in the chat below. And that begins tomorrow. It's just 10 days. And I'm really, really looking forward to starting it. That's it today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a lot. You can get the PDF of this lesson on the website at the Keith Speaking Academy. Just look for the free lessons. Again, I'll just show you. It's up here. Look at the free lessons. And when you click there, that will take you to the area for the PDF. You can download it here and watch the video here. All of the free lessons are down here, right? To help you on your journey to getting a band 7 or 8 in IELTS speaking and becoming a more confident speaker of English. With Kahoot playing us, I'm going to change Kahoot. Let me get something else instead. We'll turn off Kahoot. Let me play a different song as we go out today. This is a song from the Gold Course, from the novel Watchful Eyes and the Gold Course. Enjoy this, and I'll see all of you very, very soon. Those of you on the Gold Course, I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Cheerio now. Bye-bye. Thanks, Layla. Thanks, Mario. Yes. Thanks to you, Aitza, for joining the membership. My pleasure, Olivia. You too, Janelle. Oh, nice. Thank you. You're welcome. Tatar, Alexander. You too, Monica. Thanks, Bella. Go Team Lewis. See you next week, Ibrahim. Lovely. Take care, everyone. It was fun for me too. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.